Top of it, top of it, top of it, top of it. It's your boy, Coach One Stack, man. We tapped in, guys. Hey, man, I hope y'all tap into this live because it is going to be live. Hey, man, thanks for tapping in, everybody. Welcome to this chat, man. Keeping it a stack with Coach One Stack. Obviously, I'm Coach One Stack. Hey, man, like and subscribe. Let me know where you're from. If I ain't never heard from you, I got about an hour before I go hit this gym. God is good. We gonna get on Diddy today, and I just want to know why Diddy seemed to be assaulting more men than women. Man, we gonna have a real conversation here. So go ahead and let me know who I'm talking to. Make sure you share this live, like the live, subscribe to the channel, because we only talk about real shit over here. So how's everybody doing, man? And if y'all don't know me, I'm Coach One Stack from Las Vegas, Nevada, and this is where I currently reside. Let's get it in, y'all. Let me know who I'm from. And don't be shy. Talk to me, I'll talk back. We're gonna wait to get started, get a few more people in here, man, because man, I need everybody's opinion of why it seems to be more men coming out about this whole Diddy situation being assaulted. Like, is this an epidemic? What's going on in the world? Because I got some knowledge I got to drop, and I need you guys' opinion. And this is an interactive chat, so y'all can talk up in here. But I need to know where everybody's from and who I'm talking to, who's in the room, y'all. Don't be shy. We don't go off nobody's age, race. We don't care about your sexual orientation. We don't care about your political affiliation. This is just pure conversation. Let's have some conversation. What's up, Monica? Glad to make my live. Port Arthur, PA, baby, home of Underground Kings. Thank you for tapping in. Stay linked in, Monica, because we gonna get it in. I don't know if you ever been in my live. Hey, man, a little bit about me. Born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada. 49 years old. About to go to the gym after I leave this live. Left church today. Hey, man, I'm ex-law enforcement from age 17 to 30. This is why I'm so well versed in the law and why I take an interest in all this Diddy shit. And then I played in the streets for quite some time, and I've been delivered by my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for the last 9 years. Now you know the pedigree of the person that you're dealing with, and we keep it real around here. What's up, Tawanda? How you feeling, mama? How you feeling? I'm feeling great. Sit back for a minute. Let me go grab my glasses, guys. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Pittsburgh, baby. Stay right there. Okay, guys, I'm back. Did you miss me? Okay, I'm back. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. I like you guys to know who you're dealing with and why I talk about the things that I talk about. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, I am ex-law enforcement. We have no judgment over here. I don't care about anybody's sexuality. Matter of fact, I'm doing a project for the rainbow community. So if you are a part of the rainbow community, matter of fact, let me shoot this banner across here real quick. Hold up. Boom. Bam, there we go right there. All right. Now, there we go. Get that banner going for y'all. Yeah, I got a project going for the rainbow community. So if you're part of the rainbow community, you want to be interviewed, please contact me. I got something for you guys. But what we're going to talk about here, we're going to talk about why is Diddy assaulting more men than women? Okay. And Diddy is trapped. Why is Diddy assaulting more men than women? I don't know if y'all noticed this, but this is something I noticed. You know, as being ex-law enforcement and seeing this pattern, I started covering this stuff way in the beginning. You know, hurt people hurt people. But This has been a thing with him ever since this documentary has come out. And I want you guys to know something, man, out here. Like I said, this download thing, it's a thing now. Like this is a part of life now. You have these young men, you know, it's cool to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care about anybody's sexuality, but hey, man, ladies, throw a 7 up. 7 is my favorite number, y'all. That is the number of completion and God's favorite number. Ladies, throw a 7 up if you have a problem with the DL thing, please, so we can set the tone on this live. Because I really want you guys to feel me on this one, where I'm coming from. And you know what? Diddy's father, to give you some history on Diddy's father, and I only talk about facts. If I don't know something, I'm gonna tell you, you know what? I don't know. But Diddy's father was a D-boy. Okay. Diddy's father was a D-boy. The way that Diddy's father got murked was that his boss at the time had 2 policemen on the payroll. And you can go look this up. He had 2 policemen on the payroll. So he wanted to test Diddy's father's loyalty back then. So you know how they'll fake arrest you. They faked arrested him and said, hey, you know, if you tell us this information, we'll let you go. And he snitched, right? But it wasn't like on an actual case. The police worked for Diddy's dad's boss. And so when they came back and told Diddy's boss that Diddy's dad, he was willing to snitch, his boss bragged about having him executed. So that's how that went with his dad, guys. Just so you know. So if you don't know the background on him and you have not seen the documentary, Diddy's mother turned him out at a very young age. Not only was she a prostitute, a woman of the night, she used to have parties in the house with pimps and prostitutes. She even had a stage. Make sure y'all share this live. She even had a stage in the house, and she would throw these parties, sell alcohol and whatever. And anybody knows, man, a real pimp that's about his pimping, hey man, they don't mind touching on a child. At 304, man, they don't mind grooming a child. See, Diddy was groomed at a very young age by his mother. That's the first thing y'all got to understand. Like I said, if you guys haven't caught up, so if I'm repeating this to people that already know, I apologize. I'm not trying to talk to you like you slow. I'm just trying to get everybody caught up to speed for people who might not have seen the documentary or have been keeping up with this stuff. Because I'm going to get into some other things here. And I'm going to tell you ultimately why Diddy ended up hitting, why it's a lot of men, why you see a lot of these men in the industry that are messing with other men. It ain't necessarily because they're rainbow community. A lot of this has to do with drugs. And I'm going to get to that in a minute, y'all, because like I said, I am ex-law enforcement. I was a hell of a hustler in the streets because I know what I shouldn't do, right? And I've been delivered by God for the last 9 years. So some things that I can tell you, and there are some drugs that he was taking and got caught with that are directly connected to the rainbow community. So let me start this off. Diddy was groomed by his mother off the rip. Okay. She was a 304. Now you have what's called an Oedipus complex. Normally, that is when a boy starts, and you heard this in the movie Baby Boy. You had Ving Rhames told Tyrese, he said, you have an Oedipus complex. You know, you think that your mother is your woman. Well, they had the same thing reversed, where these young men, these women will groom their sons to be their husband, dressing him up, making him do man things. That's probably more than likely who he lost his virginity to. And I'm going to say that because Diddy's mom was at these freak off parties with him, freaking off next to his mom. And as you go on, the cycle continues, people, right? Diddy was doing freak offs with his own sons behind closed doors. Now, I don't know about you, but my dad is 60. My dad is 72 years old. Me and my dad don't do stuff like that, right? But here is why. Let me get straight to it. Does anybody in here, man, does anybody in here know what crystal methamphetamine is? If you know what that is, throw a 7 up. Please throw a 7 up if you know what that is. I want to get straight to it and go in and tell you guys some more about me and why I know for a fact This is why Diddy has more men coming out saying this stuff about him. So if you know what that is, throw a 7 up for me, please. And make sure y'all share this. Make sure y'all share this, man. I got like an hour and a half with you guys, and we're going to get into some deep conversation. I promise you. Me not. We got that. We got 1 7. Keep going. Let me see how many more 7s we got. Only 2. Okay, we got 3. Okay, now it's 65 people in here. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you like this live. Okay, now I told you guys my history. So that right there, what I just told you about, that was the first thing that I was pushing. Okay, that was the first thing I was pushing. And I could talk about this because the statute of limitations are over with. All right. When Diddy got caught, when he was in New York, when they arrested him in his hotel room, people, they caught him with the Tunchi. They showed the pictures of that, right? The little pink substance. They showed the pill bottle. But now on the documentary, they didn't show this. They had a picture of a clear plastic bag with the ice in it, with the crystal methamphetamine in it. That right there let me know everything I need to know about Diddy. Crystal methamphetamine is a rainbow drug. It takes men to the other side, even if you're not like that. For some reason, and I don't know why. And I'm going to share a story with you guys. I'm going to share, if I can share a personal story with you guys, throw a 7 up in the air, because I don't want to bore you and everything I tell you is true. Let me share a personal story about this, the crystal, because you're going to hear a lot of stories about that. This is what this is going to be about. I just couldn't put it in the title or else it would get blocked, obviously. I got 1. Now, as I was an officer, being young, probably about 23, 24 years old, I'd never seen crystal before. Back then, they used to come in a powder. And I had a very good friend of mine. That I hadn't seen in a couple of years. Hadn't seen him in a couple of years, right? Because I was a big old square at this time. And I went to see him. I hadn't seen him in a couple of years, but when I saw him, he had all these sores all over his body. He had scabs all on his nose, his lips, his eyelids, completely all over his body, completely, right? And there were scabs. And I said, damn, what's wrong with you, bro? He said, I have a really bad case of the chicken pox that affects me from the inside out. And my thing is, I never had the chicken pox. So it wasn't for me to question him. I didn't know what it was. Okay. So maybe a couple weeks later, to make a long story short, he needed some money. I ran into him to give him some money because he was starting a job. We sat back, and this was one of my high school day ones, right? Most popular dude in school, the guy that could have any woman that he wanted. Had any woman that he wanted. Life of the party. Well, I went to give him some money, and we hung out, drank some beer, reminisced, and he gave me a big ass hug, and he said, hey, bro, I love you, bro. And if the Lord say the same, and God, man, give it up for God, because God is good too. He said, if the Lord say the same, I'm going to start this job tomorrow. Well, here's the thing. I got a phone call about 2 hours later saying that he had passed away, that he complained of a headache and he passed away. Well, the thing is, well, not to get into the finances, he didn't have any insurance. Okay. So when I got a hold of the death certificate, it said that his primary, you get 2 causes of death on your death certificate. The secondary cause was an aneurysm. That's why his head was hurting. The first cause was full-blown AIDS. Now, I didn't understand at this time, how did my friend get this? Well, I did not know that crystal methamphetamine was attached to that. Now, moving forward, guys, moving forward through my life. Now I'm a hustler. I'm not in law enforcement anymore. My back was against the wall, people. I had a family. I'd never sold any work a day in my life, but I needed some money. I took $130 and I went and found me some ice, some of that, the ice, the Tina. Okay. And I became very successful at moving that. And guys, if you're in my members only section, you're going to get all of this, all the raw content. I only give raw content, only true stories. So now I learned what that crystal methamphetamine did to you because, man, I was making a whole lot of money. And so the first time it caught me off guard as I gave 5 people what they needed in my spot per se, and they proceeded to drop their drawers, get their phone out, go to some movies, and right there in front of each other, I'm like, ho, what the fuck do y'all got going on over here, man? This was my first taste of it because I'm moving it. I never been around it. I didn't know that it takes your inhibitions away. Okay. But I had a friend who died from this. And see, Diddy, you got to understand, Diddy got caught with this. Now, guys, if you saw the documentary, if you've seen the documentary, just put a 1 up. If you saw the documentary, if you have seen the documentary, throw a 1 up. I want to tell you guys something. If you saw the documentary, just throw a 1 up for me. This is going to be a hell of a live, y'all. Make sure you like it. Make sure you share it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this live. Okay, you saw all of it. Okay, now, on the documentary, they didn't show this part. When they showed 50 Cent, I believe he was on like Good Morning America or one of those talk shows. They showed a clip. They showed a clip of Diddy sitting on the side of the bed. He was smoking something. He was smoking methamphetamine. That wasn't weed. He had a meth pipe in his mouth. He was smoking meth. Okay. When he was arrested, I'd have to really go back and find the video. When they show the videos of what he got caught with meth. And so when you look at a lot of these industry people, Diddy, Kodak Black does it, all of this rainbow stuff, these guys are using meth. We're going to call it ice so I don't get in trouble. They're using ice. And from somebody who was pushing 50 keys a week. 50 keys a week. That's 100 P's. 50 keys, 100 P's. That's what I was moving. Of that, I could tell you all the ins and outs of it. Okay. This is why Diddy is assaulting more men than women. Because when you add the ecstasy that he was taking and you add the crystal methamphetamine, that, you know what? Let me break it down, y'all. Let me break it down. Let me break this down for those people who've never been around narcotics. Okay. Listen, he had the stuff you sniff up your nose. That's one thing. That makes your body numb. That makes it so Mr. Man, he don't perform. He don't perform. Okay. That's what that does. Ketamine, special K, this is what ketamine does to your body. Ketamine is a horse tranquilizer. It is a horse tranquilizer. If you were taking ketamine, people, and I'm giving y'all, man, this is like really some education. If you were taking ketamine and say you were sitting in your bathtub, your body, you would be totally aware of what's going on around you, completely aware of what's going on around you, but you can't feel anything, nor do you have any control over your body. So you could literally be in the bathtub, and this has happened. You could start slipping down in that tub and unalive yourself and watch yourself do it. That's what ketamine does. But so now Diddy and them had the ketamine. Why? So why would you? So think about ketamine for a minute. Just hold on to that. They had ecstasy, MDMA, which makes you very aroused. Remember, what's up, Nita Applebum? How you feeling? Now remember, he's taking the ecstasy, which makes you very aroused, but you're taking that means that he don't work. That's where the Viagra comes in at too, right? Okay. Now you have the ketamine in the crystal, in the crystal, the ice. So now with the ice, that makes you want to have man on man stuff. Okay. The ecstasy keeps you up for 2, 3, 4 days at a time, and it makes you aroused. So you take the Tina, the ice that makes you want to have rainbow type activity, right? You got the Viagra, right? That makes you stay stiff. You take the ecstasy that makes you want to do this, and it keeps you up for days at a time. And you take the ketamine so you can't feel anything going back there. So you don't feel nothing back there. See, TD Jakes, then when he took the ketamine, that's why they call him a power bottom, because you're not feeling nothing back there. Your body is completely numb. So guys, if you guys are catching on to what I'm saying, throw a 7 up in the air. DRK 817, yes. I don't know. It might, but man, y'all hold on. I'm glad I got your guys' attention, because I can only keep it real. I can only keep it real. That's right, Nate. I can only keep it one stack. Guys, one stack, man, that's my nickname, man. I keep it 1,000. I got a $1,000 bill tatted right here on my chest. Okay, so y'all following me. Y'all follow me. Thank you, man. I love doing these lives with y'all. Okay, so now, this is what had me thinking. Okay, so I'm really finna break this down. I'm gonna give y'all like an hour and a half. A lot of men who are in the other men because they have, yeah, they do. Hey, in Watson, yes. But see, now, this is a little different, what I'm talking about. See, I'm breaking down all the narcotics that Diddy was using and how they come into play. You understand what I'm saying? Because once again, I'll tell you this. I get it, but why aren't these men feeling women only? Hey, beautiful. I don't, because when you take that ice, if you're around, I'm going to tell you like this, guys. If you are around like people who smoke 420, 2 men could do that. But I'm going to tell you something, ladies. If you are around a man who messes with ice and he has friends that do ice, they have tendencies. I'm going to tell you that. Let me break off and tell y'all a story. Let me tell you a story. When I was in the streets, y'all, most of my clientele had jobs. Maybe 10% was street people. Most of my clientele, man, I'm out here in Las Vegas, man. Most of my clientele had jobs, and I was comfortable to the point to where I would go to their house and I might say, hey, do you mind if I sit here for an hour or two? I got a couple hours to kill. And I'm like, oh yeah, go ahead and hang out, man. Chill out. I was that comfortable. They know, right? Hold on. They know, especially straight men. Yes, it breaks their soul. Absolutely. But and keep that thought. Keep that thought too, in Watson. Keep that thought. So I had this client. It was an old white man. But this time I had to go meet him at an extended stay, like a weekly. If you guys know what a weekly is, a budget suite, a weekly and extended stay is just a place where you can rent by the day, you can rent it by the week, or you can rent it by the month. Yeah, guys, please like this live, share it, subscribe to the channel. I'll know if you subscribe, hit that subscribe button, because there is nobody on the internet that, number one, was ex-law enforcement, right? Damn near went to the pen. This is why I'm not ex-law enforcement. I was facing 4 to 10, right? Had to jump in the streets, and I've been delivered by God for 9 years. Ain't nobody else going to give you that content, man. So all I'm doing is telling y'all some truth here. So back to the story. So I got my clientele, right? He's an older white guy. I have to go drop something off. Thank you, Bruiser. I have to go drop something off to him. So now in these budget suites, They're very, very small. We open the door, it's a bed right there, it's a little couch, and it's a little TV. So when people do that ice, guys, they like to watch porn. Throw a 7-Up in the air if you have noticed that every time they talk about Puffy, he's always watching some porn. Throw a 7-Up. Throw a 7-Up if you noticed that. I literally wanted to make a video about this, but it's better that I just do a live about it. Then people could come back and watch it. If you guys notice that Diddy is always watching porn, throw a 7-Up. Okay. Okay, that's what it makes you do. It makes you immediately want to watch. And I ain't just talking any type of porn. I'm talking about rainbow porn, transgendered porn. I don't know why. This is why when I do interviews with people from the rainbow community, I can get on here and I can ask them, Tawanda, exactly. It is a gateway. And guess what, Tawanda, to tap on what you said, Tawanda, to tap on what you said, a lot of people going to prison are already like that. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. Greetings, Drinda. Oh, no, he ain't the only one. But so I'm putting everybody in the pot because you got Justin Bieber, Ush, all of these people, Kodak Black uses it. So back to the story, guys. I go to meet my client, okay? I see 3 men in the bed, 3 black dudes that I know. I know these dudes. They street dudes. They're gang members. 3 of them. They sitting in the bed with nothing on, with eggplants about this big. All 3 of them like this, right? And here they are. They smoking. They're watching, and they're all doing this to each other. They see me. They don't even break stride because they're high. They don't even break stride because they're high. You understand what I'm saying? Used to be. So that was the point that I knew that stuff was connected to the rainbow community. So when I saw Diddy get caught with that, and they showed a picture of that in his hotel room, when he got caught with the Tunchi, I was like, oh, this is why he been staying up these freak offs days at a time. This is why they needed IVs to get their hydration back. This is why all these men were coming out saying, oh, this happened to this man. This happened to that man. Because, and a lot of them are. You understand what I'm saying? See, I don't know if I'm the only one that has paid attention to this, but it has been more men who have come out and accused Diddy of sexual assault than women. That's a fact. Christopher Williams. Guys, and for you young ones, if you in your 20s, y'all not going to know nothing about what I'm talking about. So just please listen. Please don't try to get opinionated because you probably wasn't even born during this time. Christopher Williams was the first person that they taught. Will Smith loved it. I got something about Will Smith too. That's a whole nother live. Christopher Williams was the first one to get caught on his knees in Diddy's office doing what he do. Okay? Now, Diddy told one of his interns, that was a woman. That's right. He told one of his interns that was a woman, I have power. If I just made a man do you know what? Do you know what I could have done to you? See, so Diddy been on this behavior. But see, now that we got that established of why it's men, the next thing I'm gonna get on, because I'm going, yes. Because you got to think about it. Think about what Diddy was doing all the time. He was sitting back wanting to watch live porn using his Astroglide. That's what people do when they're on when they're on ice. Oh yeah, she tongue kissed him. Now he was spanking his own mom. Okay. So now the next thing we're gonna get on. We're gonna get on like people like Usher, Justin Bieber, Meek Mill, Stevie Gay. We're gonna get on them. You have to understand something. As a matter of fact, I got a hell of a video I'm gonna drop y'all later on with Nicki Minaj, where she comes out and says, I got a video I'm gonna drop later where Nicki Minaj says that she has a freak off tape of Meek Mill and Diddy and video of him putting his hands on her. I'm dropping that video later on today when I get back from the gym. Hold up. Gene Dill said that was not Christopher Williams, another light-skinned dude in the 90s. I don't know, beautiful. I don't know. I was told it was Christopher Williams. When I saw the information, it said Christopher Williams. Okay, you can tell a meth head. Okay, so now, like I said, I'm gonna be dropping a video later on about Meek Mill and Nicki Minaj and what she had to say. So now you go, so now we wonder why, like, damn, you know, another thing that you like, if you saw the documentary, it didn't like, nobody took the time to think, why was Justin Bieber still working with Diddy in that documentary, that 50 Cent documentary? Justin Bieber was still dealing with Diddy, even though Diddy and his son, right, Will Smith and Jaden strapped that man down and took turns on him. He's still around. Usher's still around. For those of y'all don't know the Usher thing, man, when Usher's mother signed him over, simple, man. Simple. See, Usher, if y'all don't know the history with Usher, for y'all young people, when Usher was 12 years old, his mother signed over custody of him to Diddy so he can go to Flavor Camp in New York. Okay. Usher was rushed to the hospital when he was 13 years old because he had tearing back there. He had tearing back there. And then Usher disappeared for a while. And when Usher reappeared, see, that was Diddy. When he reappeared, he had two things. He had two things going, guys. He was sitting on the hood of Keefy D's 64 Impala in his very first video. And this is what else he had. He had the herpes. He caught that from Diddy way back in the 90s. Usher is the only one that keeps quiet. Usher gave the herpes to a thick black chick. He settled out of court. So my point being, what I'm telling you guys, Justin Bieber assaulted. What's up, Dddy Robinson? Nadine Robinson. You got Justin Bieber who got assaulted. He took Usher's virginity. Freak Mill was just giving it up. His wasn't taken. But Justin Bieber was in that documentary still working with Diddy. That's what we call Stockholm Syndrome. Yes. Hey, you know what? Nita Applebaum. I forgot about Chili. See, you know what? That's a good one. You know what? Let me tag that, Nita. Let me show that. Nita, let me show that, Nita Applebaum. I forgot about that. See, through all of this, I forgot when it came out that Chili had the herpes. See, we didn't know nothing about this Diddy stuff back then. We didn't know nothing about that. I forgot about that. Yes. So what I'm saying is, people are like, damn, why are they still around these people? Well, you got to understand something. I'm going to tell you why these men are still around, guys. Hold up. I'm going to ask you guys in the comments, Why would another man, after say another man have taken your manhood, right? Why would you stay around that man for years? Tell me in the comments why you guys think, and I'm gonna tell you what it is. And you ladies are gonna agree with me when I drop this shit. Tell me in the comments what you think, and I'm gonna tell you what it is. Ooh, I can't even let it go no more. Look at this. Boom. Hold up. Loria, because it was their first. Nah, because it was their first. You have to understand something. As a man, we're not used to nothing going inside of us. Okay. So fellas, take yourself back to when you was in high school. If some of y'all got some in high school, if some of y'all got some in high school, man, a woman's virginity is something that is valued. That's something that's valued. A virgin woman, valued. So more than likely, if you're doing something right, when you're with that woman for the first time and she experiences you, you're going to make her fall in love because you're all she knows. You understand what I'm saying? So now you flip that around to a man. And this came from men. You flip that around to a man. Diddy was these people's first. Why do you think Ray J is around here acting the way he's acting? Why do you think Ray J is around here acting the way he acted? They can't get their fix. See, a lot of you, they don't want to just be going with a bunch of random bodies. You got to understand that's a man. These men are industry men who done gave themselves up, right? They didn't get, these are industry men that then gave to one man. They want to keep giving it to that one man. And that one man is locked up right now. He's in prison. Why do you think Ray J is acting the way he acts? So as a man too, you got to understand, it's men that like that type of, hey, and there's nothing wrong with it. If you're a part of the rainbow community, shout out to you. My problem is with men on the down low. Because it's men that like that. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you like. I'm not a part of the rainbow community. But what I'm saying is there are men that love that. That's what they love. It feels good to them, obviously. So at some point, when Diddy was there first, it started to feel good. You only start to crave what feels good. You only start to crave what feels good. Thank you. I'm just keeping it real. God bless you too, DMR. God over everything. You're only going to do what feels good. So you have to understand, these dudes are conflicted. You don't notice, for real, guys, you don't notice that these guys that have been tampered with, like Meek Mill, Usher always stayed kind of soft. Justin Bieber, you don't notice that they try to start getting real hard and all this bravado and trying to really prove their manhood. Hey, Roland. Let me show you Roland. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened to Roland. My bad. That's exactly what happened to Craig Mack. I made a video about that. That's it. Guys, if you wasn't alive during the Bad Boy days when they first came in, if you look at that I love it when they call me Big Papa video, there was the transgendered person was the star of the show. Biggie was a bisexual rapper. That same woman that was in that video, she's in the men's bathroom peeing standing up. They was on this stuff back then. Yes. He did want to unalive. He did want to unalive Puffy because that's how he caught the package. It's through Puffy. Puffy has the package. Y'all can't see how sick he looked. See, think about it like this. You got Diddy, right? Rich people just don't do stuff just for the heck of it. They don't do shit for free, okay? They don't do shit for free. So Diddy having all these princes and royalty at his house now. I ain't talking about them hotel freak offs. I'm talking about at his house. When he having all these hundreds of people at his house where the police can't get in, you're in there for days at a time, and they doing all this stuff. He has people, he has people that are into politics. You got people from the industry. You have royalty. Diddy, to me, I think that they were paying Diddy in whatever way they can, be it Bitcoin, cash, jewelry, deals, to come to his house and live out their fantasies, their fetishes. His house was a place for fetishes. And it all started with this crystal methamphetamine, y'all. And why am I only saying this? I'm saying it because when I was in the streets, man, oh no, I got a video about Buster. Come on, man. Buster. Come on, man. LL Cool J. Do I got to get on LL Cool J? Do I got to get on Eddie Murphy? Come on. Do I got to keep going? LL Cool J, Eddie Murphy, Mr. C. Do I got to keep going? Oh yeah, Elon Musk is on that stuff. So what I'm saying is, here's another fact. Here's a fact. As I was a hustler, this is when I was a hustler, y'all. When I was a hustler, let me see, how can I put this? There was a black transgendered prostitute that I would drop something off to once a week. I dropped it off. And when I would picked up $8,000 to $10,000 every week, like clockwork. So what I dropped off to this transgendered prostitute, I would pick up $8,000 to $10,000 a week. This is for like 4-5 years. Okay. So what these do, what would happen is these guys, what I would drop off to that transgender prostitute, she would break down and give to her white clients, men, mind you, men. Okay. So when they get their little fix, well, they have a man and a woman to play with. Code for DL. Usher got tattooed up, but not on his face. He also went blonde. Yeah, he did. No. Hey, Nadine. LL Cool J did it, mama. I wouldn't even put that on nobody. LL Cool J did it. I can go drop a video of the transgendered person. It's on my page. I got a whole video, and you will see the transgender person that dealt with LL Cool J, Eddie Murphy, Busta Rhymes, and Mr. C from Hot 97.5. I got a whole video on my page about that. Yes, LL Cool J was with it. If a lot of you guys are old enough to even have remembered LL Cool J's first book, LL Cool J all but says it. This was like in the 80s, either the late 80s or the early 90s. LL Cool J said, and I'm telling you this. You can go get that book, and if any one of y'all can prove me wrong, I will send you $100 cash out. In that book, LL Cool J states in his first book, he says, sometimes you get so much of the same thing that you want something different. And I got a whole page. I got a whole video of the transgendered person that they used to deal with. It's on my page. Go look through the videos. It's at like 40,000 views. You're going to hear him say it, the transgendered person. He's going to talk about, it actually used to be Busta Rhymes' boyfriend. So this is why I'm telling you, you got people like you. You need to do one on that guy from G Unit. Oh yeah, Young Buck. Yeah, Young Buck. If everybody saw Young Buck came in the room, unzipped his stuff and threw it right. Come on. But let's talk about Bobby Valentino. I didn't know. Yes, in Washington. Yes, their gateway. Thank you, Unique. I appreciate that. Thanks for subscribing. Guys, if you're here, do me a favor, like the live, subscribe to the channel, man. Ain't nobody man. This is conversation. I ain't got no notes. I don't do nothing special. I give y'all raw content. I don't edit videos. I don't do none of that shit. I got 5 computers. I don't edit nothing. I like to give y'all raw content and conversation. All right. Welcome to the family, because this is family over here. And it gives an outlet to actually talk. They don't no, I'm not. I'm not gay or bisexual. I'm straight. Matter of fact, the down low men, this is how you can tell when a man is down low. When they start getting all upset and angry and I'm not gay and I'm not. Well, that's the person that does that. That's the person that does that. Because if that ain't what you like, and like I said, I don't have a problem with anybody from the rainbow community. I have a problem with men on the down low. So what I'm trying to do with my page, is I'm going to interview people from the rainbow community, because I do consultations and I have helped more than a few young men come out of the closet and stop living a down low life. Because my problem with the down low is you're putting your stuff where my stuff go. And I have a problem with that part, and rightfully so. I had an extended stay for a month till I moved to a new rental. The first location seat. Yeah. Yes. I mean, so check this out. We'll get on Bobby Valentino. 5'3". So now when I tell y'all this, it's going to make me start wondering about Kirk Frost, Bambi, and Benzino. When I talk about Bobby Valentino right here, I ain't know. Oh, who's that, Robert? I'm not knowing nobody about their sexuality. You missed the top of the live. You got to listen to the whole live. Go listen to the beginning. Now, Bobby Valentino told the big homie CC. The big homie CC. I got a video about it. So for those of you, okay, let me pause for a minute. For those of y'all just coming in here, we not bashing nobody about their sexuality, just so y'all know. Y'all missed half of it. So like, it's kind of a smart thing to just listen and don't see, because what's that saying? It's better to be thought a fool than open up your mouth and be proved one. Just listen. We're not bad. I refuse to let anybody bash anyone's sexuality on my lives or on my posts. This is a safe place. We talking truth over here. We don't do that over here. So now, as I was saying, the big homie CC, and y'all know who that is, Bodyguard. I'll tell you 2 stories, and you can go find the video yourself and see it yourself. Well, first of all, you'll see the video. I got a video of Bobby Valentino at the transgender person's house that he met on Backpage, and he didn't pay her or him. And he left his shoes in his wallet. You dig what I'm saying? He left his shoes in his wallet. Bobby Valentino got caught on tape with one, okay? So the big homie CC tells 2 stories about Bobby Valentino. The first story he tells about Bobby Valentino is that he said Bobby Valentino told him, said, you know what? I prefer a trans woman because they got stronger jawbones and bigger hands. Bobby Valentino, you're 5'3", bro. I don't know what you got going on, but that is a video with the big homie CC. The big homie CC also left a video stating that Bobby Valentino, he had to bodyguard him at another particular time. He had 2 ladies with him, 2 ladies. At one point, he said his lady needed to go to the restroom. Bobby Valentino told the big homie CC, hey, can you take my lady to the restroom? So he took her to the restroom. The big homie CC said that she went into the men's restroom. He said it wasn't uncommon, in which is not some places you go, for another gender to go into the other restroom if the other one's crowded. That's not uncommon. Happens all the time. Well, he says he was in there, the girl was in there so long, he went in there to check on Bobby Valentino's girl, and she was standing at the urinal peeing standing up. So he openly likes trans people. Okay. So all I'm saying is a lot of it has to do with this methamphetamine. You have to understand, if a person ain't liking on a woman, see, in order to do the things to a woman that Diddy have done, all that stomping and all that abuse, that means you have a deep-seated hate for your mother. Guys, you saw in the documentary, they said that the man slapped his mother and called her the B word. You have heard many times that Diddy have called his mother the B word and put hands on his mom. Only a man that hates his mother and hates women like Busta Rhymes hates women. Anytime a woman touches him, he goes off. You produce me one picture with Busta Rhymes in a relationship with a woman, I will send you a cash app. I ain't say just a picture with a woman, but produce me some paperwork that shows Busta Rhymes in a relationship with a woman, and I send you a cash app. I've been listening to Busta Rhymes since he was with Leaders of the New School. A lot of y'all wasn't even born when Leaders of the New School was a group. You dig? Women have the right to, hey, Drinda, bam. That's my problem right there. Drinda, you see what you said? That is my issue right there, Drinda. Guys, if y'all see what I just posted on the page, do me a favor, throw a 7 up in the air if y'all agree with that. Men too, throw a 7 up if you agree with what Drinda Miller said. Throw me a 7 up, guys. Thank you, Nita. Nobody, yeah. This is some whole nother level. See, you got to have conversation. And the problem with you young people, y'all don't listen. Y'all don't have no conversation. Conversation rules the nation. You dig? Conversation rules the nation. Thank you for being open and brave to discuss what is hush hush. What other way can we be safe and authentic? I appreciate that. See, that's why my page is called Keeping It a Stack. We keep it 1,000. I got a $1,000 bill tatted right here. I would take my shirt off, but some of y'all gonna start making jokes like, oh, trolling and shit. But I have no problem taking my shirt off. I got an 8-pack. I'm 49 years old. Go look at my community at my pictures. I'm swole as hell at 49. I'm not afraid to talk about anything on my page. That is why my page is growing at such a high rate, because I only speak about the things that I know about. Okay. Yeah, ladies, you have a right to know. You have a right to know. So this is a side question. If you get into it, why is Hollywood so obsessed with drugs and substances? In Watson, I believe, honestly, because you have access to so much stuff. See, okay, out here in Las Vegas, living in Las Vegas, I am born and raised in Las Vegas. Guys, I can guarantee you what I was doing at 13, you wasn't doing, you was 13. I was already going to strip clubs when I was 13, 14 years old out here in Vegas. I was already going into bars when I was 13, 14. They didn't ask for no ID. This is Sin City. You can do anything in Las Vegas 24 hours a day. So when you have that type of access to everything you want, the rich people, they have everything they want. They want something different. And this has come from their mouth. This has come from their mouth. Bobby Valentino said, he said, man, shit, I didn't have enough of the Pete. I want something different. Blueface just came home. The first thing he told Krishan, he said he wanted the back door. That's the first thing he said. I got a video about it. He said he wanted the back door. And yes, Diddy hates women. Thank you, Drinda. Diddy does hate women. And see, only a person that hates women can do the things to a woman that Diddy does. Guys, has anybody ever seen 50 Shades of Grey? If you saw 50 Shades of Grey, throw a 7 up for me, please. If you saw 50 Shades of Grey, throw a 7 up in the air for my boy, for me, please. I'm gonna give you guys an hour and a half. Throw a 7 up in the air, please. If you've watched 50 Shades of Grey, you are jealous of successful. Robert, stop trolling. Charles, I mean, I've like a lot of these things that people are starting to understand. Hold up. What's going on? Thank you, Charles. 77152. Yeah, I don't have a problem with nobody's sexuality. I'm keeping it real. So, guys, when you watch 50 Shades of Grey, if you don't really know, if a lot of y'all too young to really understand, and you watched all of them, the thing is, he needed to have a sub. And why did he need to have a sub? Because he would take his emotions out on his sub because of what his mother did to him. He had mother problems. All of his subs looked like his mother. They call that sadomasochism. All of his subs looked like his mother. This is why on 50 Shades of Grey, he had to be abusive. His body couldn't even get right unless he was abusive. He had to hit, he had to hurt. This is why he had them sign contracts. Sound anything like Diddy? So he had a contract that he could do what he wanted and they would not press charges, and he paid for it, and he used them as a toy. He didn't even let him sleep in the room with him. It wasn't until like the second episode he fell in love and he wanted a real relationship because he hated his mother. So he was taking it out on every woman that he came across. But the difference is he had money and he was paying for it. Man, hit that like button. Smash the like button. If you guys like this live, man, throw 7 up in the air. I got 30 more minutes for you. Smash that like button. So yeah, so back to it. This is why Diddy is assaulting more men than women. And so you got to think about this. Look how many men that ain't came out the closet and said what happened to them. Do you know this? This is how I know it to be true, y'all. This is how I know it to be true. A man is not going to come and say that another man took his manhood and make up a lie and say that. A man's not going to say that. Because for a man to say that is embarrassing as hell. You know how embarrassing it would be for another man to say, yeah, this man took my manhood. Guys, in these days, let me explain something to you. I wouldn't even accept a bottle of water from another man. And I'm going to tell you why. Anybody like movies? If you like movies, throw a 7 up. I got something for you guys to watch. You only need to watch the first 10 minutes of it, and then y'all going to come back to my live tomorrow and thank me. If you like to watch movies, throw a 7 up for me. Throw a 7 up. If you like to watch movies, throw a 7 up. Because I got a movie for you to watch that's going to explain all of this type of stuff and really open up your eyes to what's going on in the world that's based on a true story. Throw a 7 up if you like to watch movies. What that say? Probably the negative side effects of celebrity rituals they go through for fame. Facts. And that's why they didn't testify. Guys, I'm finna post a movie. Okay, look. I want you guys to Google that. I want you guys to Netflix that movie or put it on your device and try to look up that movie. Atlanta 10-10. Just watch the first 10 minutes of it and you will understand why you shouldn't even accept a bottle of water from somebody. And for those of you who've seen it, hey man, shout it out in the comments. But if you haven't seen it, keep it a secret. I want you guys to watch that. So when you come back to my live, you're gonna really appreciate it. And Watson, bam. How you doing, Carla? Checking in from Las Vegas. Thanks for the love. Simply Deep. Hold up. Simply Deep. Simply Deep. So tell me, Simply Deep, tell me why you was pissed off. You can go ahead and tell them. I needed to find somebody. I needed to find somebody who saw the movie. Can you tell the room why you were sick, bro? Tell them what happened. Wendy, tell them what happened in the movie. Definitely, Michelle. Definitely. And definitely. Why do they say women have mommy issues? You know what? I don't know. Tawanda, I can't tell you that a lot because I'm not a woman. I don't know, and I'm not gonna try to guess, and I would never give you some bad information. So I don't know because I never assume anything. When I want to know something, I give a fact, or I've asked somebody. Or if I've seen it, I've experienced it, I've been around it. I only spit facts. So I don't know why girls have mommy issues. I don't know. See, but what they do what did they do to the man? Tell me what they did to the man. Somebody tell me what they did to the man. Tell me right what they did to the man so I could post it on the screen what they did to the man. Somebody tell me like what happened. Here we go. Bam. Boom. Wendy got the first part of it. This is what happened. And then what happened after that? What happened after that, guys, in the movie? In Watson, Eddie Murphy did. He got caught in Beverly Hills. He sure did. And I personally met Eddie Murphy out here at Mayweather's boxing gym. And thing is, he cool as shit too, by the way. He's very what's the word? He's a what do you call it? He likes to stay to himself. He's very introverted, very quiet. Hey, Wendy, I want you to say it, but I want you to say it in a good way so I could post it. Boom, there you go. Bam, Simply Deep, there you go. Now, you realize that movie is based on a true story, and there is a part 2. Bam. Why am I leaving this? Because, God, this is what's going on in the world now. This is what's going on in the world now. This is how it is. There's a guy that has a channel, and yes, there is a part 2. Absolutely. And if you think part 1, look, if you think part 1 was messed up the way he did to that man, watch part 2. Hell yes, a part 2. Wendy, which one do you think is worse, part 1 or part 2? I think part 2 is worse. Right on, Michelle. See, we giving game here. Bro, Robert, stop trolling. You wasn't even in here when I started. My moderator, man, kick this dude up out of here, please. I got one troll. Superwoman, get him. Get him up out here, please. Get him up out of here. Shaz, that's exactly what happened. Hey, Kyle, I'm a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio too. Hell yeah, Puffy make us look bad. Yes, Puffy makes us look bad. Watch this. Hold up. Where we at? Hold up. Oh, here we go. Right here. Here we go. Bam. IMO. I mean, Shazza. Exactly. Diddy have always said, and guys, you see, if you wasn't in the beginning of this live, I'm gonna say it again. We're not bashing nobody's sexuality. We're not bashing nobody's sexuality. Period. That we're not doing that. We're having a real grown folks conversation. Everybody's welcome. Because at the end, I'm going to give you guys a personal story, because that type of situation is what made me leave the game. And when I say the game, I mean the clear stuff, the white stuff, the hard stuff, the brown stuff, the things you throw down your throat. All of that was moving it, making a whole lot of money. And somebody from the rainbow community, because of that, made me leave the game. And I'll get into that story at the end. But we're not bashing nobody's sexuality. The topic in here is, why is Diddy assaulting more male victims than women? Because there's more men coming out that had the courage to come out. Steven, check this out, Steven. Where you at, Brody? I'm gonna tell you something, Steven. Hey, Steven. Steven Phillips, 7147. Let me tell you why, bro. Because you might not have been in here when I started. Bro, I used to be a cop. I was in law enforcement from 17 to age 30. So I got, man, stories galore. I could tell you, man, all kind of shit. Well, after that, I jumped into the streets, and I was very good in the streets because I knew what I shouldn't do, because I was law enforcement. And so, yeah, I have been around some crazy ass shit. Legal. I've been at the very, very top, and I've been at the very, very bottom. I've lived that life to the fullest. I don't think it gets no deeper than being a detective and then being a D-boy and moving work and pimping hoes and being delivered by God 9 years ago. I don't think it gets no deeper than that. All I could do is give you guys my testimony. You know what I'm saying? All I could do is give you guys my testimony. So yeah, I'm for it, man. I lived quite a life, but at least I could share some true stories with you guys that might keep you from catching a disease, that might keep you out of prison, that might keep you alive. Guys, that might show you how to make money. Guys, I'm in the finances. My page is a multitude of a lot of things. If you want to know how to lose weight, man, I dropped 122 pounds in 1 year. Go subscribe to the channel and go look at my community. I know how to get it in. It's just, I speak about what's going on. So these are the topics right now in the world. So if the topics tomorrow change to watching whales in the ocean, that's what I'm going to talk about, guys. Whatever the topic is, I'm going to talk about and bring you my perspective. That's all my niche is. You know, every time I post something about Epstein or Trump, they block it. They don't push it out. So it's not they don't like me leaving raw content. So yes, Stephen Phillip, man, I have been around a lot of stuff. This is actually, man, this is really therapeutic for me to even tell y'all a lot of this shit. I'm not ashamed, but I'm giving you some real game. I'm giving you some real game. Thank you, Nicole. Thanks for loving the channel. Man, but you know what? Check this out. You saying Diddy should be in prison? And watch this. My prediction, Diddy is going to stay in prison. He ain't getting out in 50 months. Diddy is going to catch some more time. Are you guys aware that he has he has a pending criminal charge right now? If you guys know that Diddy right now has another, and it is spiritual warfare. Bam, let me post that. God is good. We are in a spiritual battle, battling against principalities. See, we think we battling against humans. No, we battling against spirits. So you got to be qualified to even be in the battle. You dig? But if you guys know, if you guys are aware that Diddy right now is fighting another sexual assault case against a man that LA County sheriffs are investigating right now, throw a 7 up. Because if not, I'm going to enlighten you about it, because I made a video about that as well. And then I'm going to break it down, because I got 20 more minutes with you guys and I got to go to the gym. If you guys know that, thank you, Steven. Man, I appreciate that. I am a real one, Brody. I appreciate it. Okay. Okay, now, so I got a few 7s. So check this out. Out of 217 people, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, y'all, so y'all know when I'm dropping and I'm coming on here live. Now, check this out. What's up? What's up, boss? You're welcome. So here's the thing. Since you guys don't know about this case, I'm going to tell you. You have a guy named Jonathan Hay, white guy. Jonathan, and this something else. Diddy turned Biggie's son out, CJ. That's a whole nother story. Jonathan Hay is a white guy. He used to be Rihanna's publicist. He's a producer. Well, Biggie's son wanted Jonathan Hay. Biggie was getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Biggie's son wanted Jonathan Hay to produce like a remix of one of his songs and flew him out to California. So they're in this warehouse in California, and the warehouse is filled with a lot of clothes that Biggie Smalls wore when he performed. It's filled. Okay, I see that, Wendy. They flew him out there, so he's in a warehouse, and it's nothing but Biggie Smalls clothes that he wore when he performed, because they're going to donate it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Puff comes in. Jonathan Hay is trying on a shirt because he's trying on some of Biggie's clothes. Puff comes in. Puff is on his phone. I told you guys about crystal methamphetamine in phones and porn. He's watching some movies on his phone. He's pleasuring himself with one of Biggie's shirts. So he got one of Biggie's shirts on top of his eggplant while he's pleasuring himself in front of Jonathan Hay, watching movies on his phone. And he tells Jonathan Hay, hey, come finish me off. Oh, yeah, I got a little raw video. Yeah, see, boom, then, hold up. Here we go, bam. This is what I'm talking about right here. He says, come finish me off. Jonathan Hay, like, I ain't finish you off. And just what Lori said, Lori Abernathy, just what Lori said, he finished himself off inside of Biggie's shirt, and he threw the shirt on Jonathan Hay's shoulder and said, rest in peace, Biggie. Now it gets deeper, y'all. Smash the like button, man. Smash the like button. Share this live. Here's the next part. So Jonathan Hay didn't want to tell CJ, which is Biggie's son. He didn't want to tell him what had happened before his father got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He wanted to keep it to himself. Thanks, Shawanda. I might need you to be one of my admins or something, for real. One of my moderators. But so now Jonathan Hay wanted to wait until Biggie Smalls was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in order to tell his son. So after he was inducted, he told Biggie's son what happened. Now Biggie's son was pissed, and they stopped the project. Breaks. This is how Diddy caught his case. Maybe 2 months later, CJ, Biggie's son, calls Jonathan, hey man, I need you to come back out to California. We're going to we're gonna finish that project now. So Jonathan Hayes said, hell yeah, unique, he did. So they tell, hey Jonathan, hey, we're gonna fly you back out to California. We need to finish that project. So Jonathan, hey, he goes out there, right? He's met at the airport. CJ and his friend Willie. Now, Willie is CJ's boyfriend. I bet you ain't know that part. So they take Jonathan Hay to this house. Jonathan Hay said it was a big white house owned by Revolt. And who's over Revolt? Diddy. So he said once they got in the house, he saw Faith Evans' other son. I don't know his name. I don't know her son's name. But she said he saw him. And he said he has met him numerous times before, but this time he was kind of acting a little weird. He was acting a little funny, you know, it was tension. And he said all of a sudden, 2 of Diddy's bodyguards come out of nowhere and they grab him and they put a blindfold over his face. They said they put a blindfold over his face, but he could still see feet. So he said they're walking him to this room, right? They walk him into this room. Yeah. And it's going to be like Survivor R. Kelly, but worse. So they're walking Jonathan Hay into this room, and Jonathan Hay says he sees a couch with an ottoman, and he sits down with his back against the ottoman. Now he says that he hears footsteps, and Puffy is walking. He can see his feet. He said Diddy is telling him, oh, you don't deserve to get this. You a snitch. You snitched on me. You don't even deserve to be a part of none of this shit. This one, Jonathan Hay says that Diddy grabbed him by his hair and stuck his you-know-what in his mouth, forced it in there, and was grabbing him by his head until he finished forcefully. That is why Diddy has this case right now pending in LA County. So when he gets convicted of that, guys, he's going to be like R. Kelly. They're going to give him state time. He's going to get convicted in the state. And God forbid one of these minors, that Busby, that attorney Busby is representing, God forbid one of those minors come forward, it's over. And the only reason them minors don't come forward is because they got the evidence with them minors. You got to remember, their parents took them to the doctor to get sexual assault kits done on them. That means that they found the ketamine already. That means that they also got Puffy's DNA because he wasn't using no protection. Okay. But that's why they're suing civilly, so they can get the money. Because if they bring it into the criminal case in the criminal court, their child may have to sit on the stand. And now everybody's going to know who their child is. So of course, they would rather go get the money while it's still some money, because if they go criminal with one of these minor cases, just one, it's over, because a minor cannot give consent, y'all. A minor cannot give consent. Hey, Danny Harrington, I'm going to tell you this. When they talk about Tupac, bro, I'm going to tell you, bro, I was a cop during that time here in Las Vegas. And I'm here to tell you, that ain't what, look, the people in the car with Keefe D, that's who deleted Tupac. It wasn't no government, bro. You go check out my video when you hear, you will hear Keefe D's proffer agreement, where he talks about how it all happened. Because on the documentary, everything on that documentary is never before heard footage. Like, I heard Keefe D's proffer before, but they never played that part that was on the documentary. They never played that part where he says, where he described it in detail, and he says, yeah, Puff put up $1 million. And he said that was stupid for him to be in a room full of Crips saying that he wanted us to delete Tupac and Suge for $1 million. So that means if you got, this is like the Young Dolph thing and the Lil Durk thing. If you got one or two of these Crips that's still alive that was in that room that can corroborate that conversation, Diddy's done. They don't go, or they're never in a rush. They are never in a rush to arrest you for murder, people. They're never in a rush to arrest you for murder because the statute of limitations are never up. And if they arrest you too quickly, you have the right to a speedy trial, which means when you waive your right to a speedy trial, that means you get the next available court date to go to trial. That next available, it could be Monday today. That next available court date could be Friday. And that means if the defense doesn't have their case ready, hey man, you're just gonna walk and you can't never be tried again. That's why they haven't even messed with Diddy concerning this, because I got videos about it. Guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to the channel, because guys, guess what? He has something to do with Pac and Biggie, because at the end of when Pac was deleted, he only paid $500,000 because Suge was still alive. He didn't pay the whole million, he paid $500,000. Steve Phillips, man, I appreciate that, man. No, but I'm telling you the truth. Hey, Steven, I appreciate that. And the thing is, all I'm telling you is the truth. See, that's my niche. All I'm telling you about is, these are my experiences. Like I said, I'm not glorifying what I did in the streets. I will glorify what I did as law enforcement. I was a hell of because the same way I'm talking to you now is the same way I was when I was an officer. I've seen people pass away in every way you can think of except being burned alive. You name it, I saw it. I saw somebody jump off the stratosphere. I've seen the shots. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I have seen babies that got sexually assaulted until they expired. Babies. All true stuff. Yes, legacy's over. All right, God. No other way to be. I got 10 minutes left. So now let me tell you guys a story. I'm going to tell you how I walked away from the street life, why I walked away, how I walked away, and then I started following God. So here's what happened. If y'all been sticking with me through this, I was ex-law enforcement. I was a hustler. I'm delivered by God, right? And that the first thing that I moved was ice, which is a rainbow narcotic, which takes men to the other side. And I told you I had a transgender person that I used to give something to, and then I used to pick up $8,000 to $10,000 from that person, like clockwork. One day I went to go pick up my money, right? I went to go pick up my money, and a white male answered the door. Now, the transgender person was black. A white male answered the door to give me my money. Well, he cracked the door too much because I would never go in there. And I'll be damned if it ain't two men, right? If it ain't two men, right, going up and down the side of the transgender eggplant in the bed while they're messing with that crystal. But this same transgender person that I used to get money with, well, I would give them something. They would make their money and give me $8,000 to $10,000 a week. This same person, they burnt me for $150 out of a 4 to 5 year relationship. Burnt for $150. So I got to thinking, y'all, because I don't play with weapons. I said, if somebody will mess up a 5-year relationship of getting real money, that was just that. Man, I was getting $80,000 FedEx to my front doorstep twice a week from somebody in Louisiana I never even met. For the longest, couldn't get no more money. Bald. I started thinking the next thing somebody gonna try to do is rob me or delete me. So what did I do? It's real simple, man. You can subscribe. Please show Elman how to subscribe. You can subscribe, believe me, and hit the notification bell so you get all my notifications. Well, no. Yeah. Yes, she was. She used it to begin with. But what she would do is what I gave her, she would, take some and she would give it to her clients because that's what they needed in order to get their mind right, to have that type of intercourse with her. Because when you're in that type of life, a well-equipped Black transgendered person is like platinum in that world. In that world. Yes, it is. So yes. So yes. Oh, no. Hey, Donnie, I feel you. Statute of limitations up. That's the only reason why I'm talking about it. I never get on here and incriminate myself. And I appreciate and I thank you for subscribe. And I never incriminate myself. I wouldn't even be on here, but I appreciate you looking out, because some people wouldn't care. See, that's why somebody, man, they need somebody like me, like Boosie. If he had somebody like me, he wouldn't be going to the feds. That's a whole nother video, because the feds at his house today. So back to my story, man. When I got burnt, I said, well, now, I said, you know what? Somebody will try to take me out. I flew to Portland, y'all, and the story's going to get boring. I flew to Portland for 3 days. Thank you, Sharon. And I'm almost done, too. Subscribe now, Wendy. Subscribe now. Don't wait. I flew to Portland, and Sharon Haywood knows this story. I flew to Portland for 3 days. I prayed on it. I said, Lord, let these things be taken from my life and let me be surrounded with new people. And guess what happened? I came back to Las Vegas and I gave away all my work. I gave it away and I walked away from the game. So that is the story. I left the game and a lot of thousands of dollars due to the rainbow community. See, the same thing that made me laugh when I was getting money was the same thing that took me out of the game. It was some rainbow stuff. So where my channel is going, when I tell you I'm going to be interviewing nothing but people from the rainbow community, it's because of that, because I feel like it's my due diligence, because I messed up the community a lot with some things I did. I moved a lot of this stuff and I made some people go to the other side. This is me trying to pay my debt back to God. This is me trying to make things right and rearrange my karma. I helped some of these men get on the down low because I sold it to them. Thank you. How I got 175 people in here, man, only 86 likes. Get the likes up, guys. Hit a button. Well, Wendy, you know, that's just how I feel. And I feel like I have to do this. You understand what I'm saying? God, you know, God put it on my heart to do it. God put it on my heart to do it, so I have to do it. Anytime I don't do what God puts on my heart to do, it goes bad. So therefore, I just do what God puts on my heart to do. Facts. I just do what God puts on my heart to do. That's it. Yeah, he put it on my heart. He put it on my heart. Hold on 1 second. Thank you, Carla. If you guys like the live, man, hit the like button. Let me get over 100 likes over here. Let's go, guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're in here. Subscribe to the channel if you're in here. Ain't nobody giving you good content like this. And guys, you're welcome. I'm going to always share. I'm going to be sharing a story every day. Y'all can look forward to this every day. But y'all got to show me the love, man, because you guys are helping me get this stuff off my chest as it pertains to, you know, I got some things to talk about Oprah. I got some things to say about Oprah and her human trafficking. But hey, I do have to tell y'all this. Listen, it's the end of my live, y'all. It's been an hour and a half. I want to tell you guys, thank you. I love every one of you guys. Thank you for allowing me. Thank you for allowing me to give you part of my testimony and give you some game on what's going on in the world. is truly therapeutic for me. I actually see a therapist myself every Tuesday at 3 o'clock. That's right, Coach One Stack, you can go talk to somebody. It ain't nothing wrong with it. Other than that, man, I want you guys to stay blessed, and may God keep his hands wrapped around you and bless you and your family with his traveling grace, and that you get to all your destinations unscathed. God bless all of you. Subscribe to the channel and be looking for my next live, because I'm coming every day, baby. Gone.